I'm a question asking person today. This question is from someone who's too much of a chicken to ask it herself.
Just make sure you don't look directly at her.
Make sure you don't look down to your right at her.
I love you anyway.
Or point and talk right at her.
You just want to ask us a question?
Me?
Yeah.
I get up after her.
Oh, one more to the right.
Oh, this one. Why don't you just get up and say it? You know, it's Shannon. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I hope I got it right because I didn't write it down. I'm sorry. It's about doing cover songs. So what's your idea? How do you pick cover songs? Is it something that you want to give your own spin to because it's your favorite song, or if you think it's something people want to hear? So.
I think most of the time it's lyrical content. So, and I know Jonah feels the same way because we just had this conversation a few days ago.
Give us beers.
Okay. Lyrical content's a huge one because there's certain songs where you'll be listening and all of a sudden you think, oh my gosh, that is a genius lyric. And it's not even really a focal point in the song because you're listening to the beat or And then what's funny about that is the opposite, which is that bottled beer. Cheers. There's the opposite of that, which is
Beer.
the opposite of that, which is there's so many songs out there where the lyrical content's so bad, but like the music is like good enough that people like love it. Like I was listening to the song the other day, I was can't fight the moonlight. And I'm like, that's the fucking dumbest lyric I've ever heard. You can't fight the moonlight. Like, terrible internal rhyme, first of all, and just like dumb idea. But there's some like "Be My Baby." I love that song because the song, the original, it has its own charm and cool thing to it, and I love it. Phil Spector is obviously an amazing producer, and that track was well done. But I almost feel like whoever I think it was Spector and someone else who wrote it. I feel like the original version had to have been. Someone had to have thought of playing it slow, because the lyrics they're very poignant and very sweet and tender, and the way it's sung by Ronnie Spector is very poppy and be my baby. It's like the whole thing was like they were just it was the era and the time, and they were trying to make this upbeat happy song. But the lyrical content of it, I feel like, is really sweet. Like I feel like it's one of those songs that I think, to answer your question in one sentence, is because I'm being very wordy right now.
That's okay.
Is I like to do songs that I wish I wrote. That's why I like to cover songs that I wish that I wrote. I like and then make them my own and put my own little twist on it. I rarely ever will do a song exactly the way that it's done.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to give away that one song that you cover on the piano because
yeah.
Because I think you should at some point release it, but
I mean, I can at least talk about it. I mean, it's not. It's all about a message, I think. And it's something that Steve and I definitely agree on. And I think there are many songs that are recorded, and you're kind of like, how the fuck how did they get to there? There's I always kind of go back to a song called Glory Days by Bruce Springsteen. And that's one of those songs you just like, it's just huge, like upbeat, happy song with power sax.
Yeah.
Like these huge keyboard sound and everything, and
ba ba ba.
yeah, it's terrible. You're like,
You guys know that song?
Yeah. And then you listen to the lyrics and you're like, what the fuck is so happy about this?
The whole song's tragic.
Yeah, I mean, they're talking about, like, life fucking passed you by, man, and you're still living in the past. Like, and it's kind of weird. Sometimes you have those odd, the songs that are done in such an odd way that they kind of juxtapose, like, what's happening with the lyrics and what's happening with the music. But, you know, all in all, I think that, at least for me, and I know for Steve, you know, we look for those kind of songs that have, like, that have a message and have, like, a deeper meaning, regardless of how they're produced or how they're written at that time, because you can take anything and make it your own depending on the lyrics. There's actually a cover by a band called The Civil Wars. They do a cover of I Want You Back from Jackson 5, and the way that they do it is, for me, just like gives me goosebumps. It's so impressive, because when you hear this lady, they're like a duet. When you hear the lady sing the lyrics, you're like, oh my god. It's a complete sort of love song, like sort of a tragic love song. But the way, again, you know, the way Jackson 5 do it, they do it in a poppy, fantastic, amazing way. There's just so many different approaches that you can have to different songs, and I like to watch that happen with all the artists that I work with, and it's fun watching Steve do it.
And I think that, just speaking for myself, and I've written tons of songs and released a bunch of songs. If I were in a place where, you know, my music was more popular, I guess, and someone covered one of my songs and covered it the way I did it, I would be offended. I don't know, I would just be like, why would you do that? You know, like, why wouldn't at least take it and do something different to it and make it, you know, pay tribute to a song that was already done that way, you know. Like, and I get this a lot too, because I go to parties or, you know, somewhere where there's a guitar in the room or an instrument of some sort, and people will be like, play Brown Eyed Girl, play Margaritaville, play, you know.
You know any Mariah Carey?
Do you know?
I heard Steve get that one.
No, like 3 months ago or something, this girl says to me, we're all sitting around like a campfire having this great night, and everyone's singing songs, and this girl's like tugging on my leg. And she's like, do you know any Mariah Carey? And I'm like, no, I don't. And we kept going, and she's like, you don't know Hero by Mariah Carey? And I'm like, why the fuck would I know Hero? Like, why would I know that song? It's like not even a guitar song. There's nothing rock and roll about, I mean, look at me, I'm like a long-haired, freaking hippie musician. Why would I know a song by Mariah Carey that's like, it's so, and he was singing the whole time just laughing. He's like,
I was awesome. I was like, I'm so glad I don't play a tonal instrument at this point, man. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you never get that, really. Do you know what you're like,
I've seen Steve go through hell with it. It's like, come on, seriously, and then people who maybe shouldn't be trying so hard to sing are just loving the fact that Steve's...
Oh, and she was like, I could just do it a cappella. I'm like, please don't.
I think she did for a minute.
I just don't... That has no appeal to me. Honestly, I would go back to cooking and working in a kitchen before I ever played in like a top 40 band or got up and did cover songs at a... I don't know. I hate to say that because I sound like a snob, and it sounds like, you know, God bless the guitar player that plays in the corner on a Friday and Saturday night for people who want to hear those songs over and over again. But I don't know, I lived in Hawaii for 2.5 years, and I lived right across the street from this place where every day I heard the same cover songs over and over. And they kind of ruined a lot of songs for me. Like, Brown Eyed Girl, I can't even hear it. Every time it comes on, I change it. And I love Van Morrison. He's one of my favorite singers. But there's a certain song, Hotel California, I still love that song. I can't hear it anymore. Like, it's been done so many times that when I go to a party and someone's like, can you play Hotel California? I'm like, I can. But I don't want to. And I'm not going to. And some people give me shit because they're like, you're a musician, how do you not know more songs? How do you have more cover songs? I'm like, I've got like 8 albums. I have a hard time remembering the lyrics of my own songs. let alone remembering all, you know, a ton of other songs. Not to mention, I don't ever sit down and go, oh, that song's an awesome song. I'm going to learn how to play that song exactly like it's played, so that when I'm at a party, people can ask me and I can go, I know how to play that song. You know? Like, and I've never had to do that for a living. Thank God. I've been fortunate enough, so, yeah. We were told to give long answers because we knew a lot of people weren't going to ask questions.
You know, I was funny because I was just thinking about that. I'm like, you know, you don't get to guys like us talking about music because you could ask one question. We're talking about like an hour and 15 minutes. And
You say that like it's a bad thing.
No, it's cool. But then there are some people who are just like, yeah, I love hanging out with you guys. You guys just talk about a bunch of shit I don't even know what you're talking about. Sorry, get hit, man.
Can I have 2 questions?